You were young and probably at an age where you didn't even know what spirituality was. You probably had no sense of trying to remove suffering, no sense of what suffering really was. You cried when you were hurt. You felt the pain of rejection. You wanted to be loved, but you weren't suffering. You still desired to be alive. You still desired to have fun. You still desired to love the world. You still love the world. Even though you seem to have had pain, you didn't suffer. You still sought connection. You still wanted to find some way to exercise your potential. But it wasn't done out of a need to fulfill yourself. It was done out of love, out of joy, out of excitement, out of adventure, out of a natural desire to simply be all that you could be. To climb this tree, to do that thing, to build this thing, to play, to see how much fun you could have. These were all natural things that came to you. This was the start of your path. Then all of a sudden you realized that there was some form of experience that you didn't want. You started to develop what we would now call an ego or a separate self, which is just the belief in being separate. You became self-conscious, but the only problem is that you became conscious of the wrong self. You became conscious of the body, the mind, the belief in being temporary, limited, finite, the belief in being confined to the body and the mind, the belief that the body and the mind contain you or are you, and you suffer the limitations of that belief. And then we try to remove this belief. We don't know how to remove this belief, so we find ways in the world to find happiness. We think we've lost it. We stop our adventuring. We stop our loving, playful attitude, and we strive for such serious things. We think that we need all these things in the world when we don't. We think that we need to remove our suffering when we don't. Because even in our suffering, we were never suffering. Only in the resistance to our suffering did we ever begin to suffer. Because as children, the only thing we did was give ourselves the freedom to suffer. And in that process, we never suffered. Only in the process of believing that we should fundamentally not feel or be what we are did we ever start to suffer that as a result. The reason that we started this path was never to remove our suffering. It was never to do anything other than to explore for the thrill of curiosity and excitement. There's no other reason than that. Let's make this the time to surrender this attitude of trying to find something that we don't seem to have. We already have what we need. We already are what we're looking for. It's like the saying, what we're looking for is where we're looking from. And this saying is such a beautiful, direct, experiential line that brings us directly to what we are. We are that which is experiencing. We're not the body, we're not the mind. And we are that which is passionately curious about exploring the world. We're not here to reject it. We're not here to reject our feelings and our emotions. We're not here to heal our emotions and feelings. We're here to simply play, have fun, explore with curious minds. We've forgotten that. We've forgotten that all we've been doing is trying to have fun, but in a very serious way. And we mistake this, and then we start seeking on a spiritual path. This seeking is a misunderstanding of what we should be doing. We need to convert the seeker to the adventurer. The seeker thinks it knows what it wants. It has a very rigid idea. anything that appears in its way is another problem. Saying, not this again, I can't deal with that. Oh my gosh, another pitfall. Oh no, I'm not as awake as I thought I was. Oh no, another thing to disturb me. Oh no, another thing to disturb my spiritual path. Ooh, another spiritual book, another spiritual teacher. I've been seeking for 40 years. I've been seeking for 30 years. I've been seeking. We wear these things like a medal. These aren't medals to be worn. The entire spiritual path is simply there to exhaust the need to find anything. And then once we've exhausted the need to find anything, we go back to our adventurer, our playful, young, innocent adventurer that simply wants to be with its experience. It wants to explore its experience. So now, all we need do is explore our experience. The last thing that we've done is try to explore our experience. The only thing we've done is try to find any object that can take us away from our direct experience. We want to read other people's direct experiences. We want to read about other people's practices. We want to do other practices. We want to do our own practices. We want to understand what we can do to do something about our suffering. This is the problem. So let this video be a reminder of why we started the path to begin with, this pathless path. I call it the startless path, because the minute we start is the minute we stop. The minute we start the path, we start seeking. There is no path for the adventurer. The adventurer is always on the startless path. The adventurer is always a beginner. The adventurer is always a beginner. The seeker, it takes pride in how long it's sought. The seeker wishes it had less suffering than others. The adventurer is completely open, always a beginner. Every challenge it faces, amazing. Another challenge, another adventure to embark on. Everything is met with openness. In this openness, it is parallel to the degree of understanding we will then find for the truth, and the rest of the path is purely a startless understanding. An understanding that unfolds by simply exploring with deep passion and curiosity the nature of our experience. So let this video be a testament to that. I have a free community. I give away free one-to-ones if anyone wants to have a chat. The link is in the description. Love to see you there. Have a beautiful day, guys. Take care.